So let me start off by showing you the People app, which is a beautiful and bright replacement for the Contacts app. So the first thing you'll see here is that I'm on the Contacts view, the middle tab there. And the first contact on there is actually the most important, because mobile phones are a very personal device. So they really should know who you are. You can see the first profile on there is the Me profile. I'm going to swipe right to my Favorites tab. And you can see on this tab, I have 3 of my colleagues that I've marked as favorites. And the first most prominent thing is that beautiful high-resolution photo that you see of your favorites. Below the favorites, what we have is the frequently contacted list. So I'm going to select one of my colleagues, Ryosuke. And again, you see that beautiful high-resolution photo. Now that photo is actually being synchronized from his Google Plus profile. So I've been trying to convince Ryosuke to take part in Movember and grow a moustache. Now, typically when people do that, they like to post updates and change their profile photo to show how that great mo is growing. So if Ryosuke was to put up new profile photos, my phone would automatically synchronize that. Now taking that further, you'll see we have this section further down called Connections. I already mentioned that Ryosuke and I are connected through Google Plus, but we've also connected via LinkedIn. So what I'm trying to say is that this social integration is actually an open API. So the next generation of social apps can plug into this framework, and you too can synchronize content and show up as a connection here. Taking that further, I'd like to show you the Updates tab. The Updates tab is an aggregated list across all of the social networks that myself and Ryosuke are connected on. So, for example now, I don't need to go to the various social networks that Ryosuke is a part of to see what he's been up to. I now have a single point that I can go and check up on how Ryosuke has been. So that's the People app. What I'm going to do now is go to the Gmail app. And again, it's got a new look. So I have an email from a colleague of mine, Tim. And you can see again, not only does it have his name and email address, but it's got a beautiful photo. And it's that same photo that's coming through his Google Plus profile and through the People app. But even though Tim is emailing me via Gmail, I can continue this conversation elsewhere. So if I tap his little photo, you get this quick contact card. And in this quick contact card, it lists all of the different ways that I can communicate with Tim. So from within the Gmail app, I can take this conversation and continue it via phone, SMS, Gmail, Google+, or whatever social network is Tim and I are connected on. And again, that's an open API. The next thing I'd like to show you is something that we call Android Beam.
Well, Andrew, before you show Beam, can you give me that article, that blog post we were talking about?
Oh, right, yeah, we were talking about you getting involved in Android development.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what I have here is the Android Developers blog, and instead of emailing it to you, look, why don't we demonstrate Android Beam for all these people here?
Fantastic. It's like you planned it.
Alright, so I'll bring the 2 devices side by side, and basically Android Beam is a way of instantaneously transferring data wirelessly. So, you'll see on the device on the right-hand side, I've fired up the web page, and what I'm going to do is beam it across. And to do so, all I have to do is touch the devices, and you'll see it says touch to beam, touch, and bang.
Awesome.
Now, Brad, I know you said that you haven't been to Sydney for 10 years.
Yes.
But, you know, things around Sydney have changed quite a bit, and I think you should go and check out the new Circular Quay and especially the Opera House.
You know, but if I could just figure out how to get there.
Well, I can help you with that too. So I'm going to fire up Maps. And I'm actually, on my device, I'm going to go to the Opera House. Right there. And again, I'm going to beam this location to Brad's phone.
Awesome.
Bang.
Very cool.
So Beam is something that we've enabled throughout the operating system across all of the built-in apps. So I can beam YouTube videos, the quick contact cards that I've sent, and many other things. But again, Android Beam is an open API, so we're really excited to see what you as developers can use it for. Now, the last thing I'd like to show you is something special. So, I always forget my PIN and my pattern on my Android device when it comes to locking it. We have so many passwords that we have to remember, and it would be just so great if my phone could recognize me rather than me having to tell it who I am. So what I'm going to do is turn the screen off, and typically you'd be prompted, when I turn it back on, you'd be prompted with a password or a pattern input. Instead, we're going to see Face Unlock, where it's going to recognize my face. So when I turn it on, the screen will come on, the camera will come in, it'll recognize my face and unlock automatically. So let's look at that. That's it. So it's super fast, super convenient, and we think logging onto your phone or logging into your phone should be as simple as that. That's all I have time for this morning. Back to you, Brad.
All right, thank you, Andrew. All right, that's Ice Cream Sandwich. I know you can't wait to get your hands on one of those devices. But if you want to play with the developer SDK and read the docs, they're already available on developers.android.com.